I'll do the intro. Or do you want to do? You've never done an intro.
I'm not good at intros.
Oh,
I mean, I could tell everybody what we're going to talk about today, but that's about
no, you got to sell it. You have to make
okay.
Jeff Toast love it. If he's not
Okay,
loving it,
guys, this is a subject that we all love to talk about. Like games from our past that we're really fond of, and specifically gaming systems, memories that we were really fond of, everything of the like. That's going to be this one, and we're going to have a stopping point because we thought of too many.
yeah,
Also,
we have
come
too many
on,
games. I don't even think we're gonna get through all of them.
I
That
don't think
for
we
the
will.
consoles that we're gonna planning on doing, and we have so many.
Yeah, I don't think that we will either. I
So it's
think
gonna
that
be
it is.
multi-part
Yeah,
series.
I think it's gonna be very, very, very.
Retro
It's
games.
yeah, but welcome everybody. Also, I think the not this upcoming week, but we're going to do one for October. It's going to be scary, or scary movies and scary shows that we really like, because
Hmm.
me and Krackakhan are both super fans of horror. So I think it would just make sense. Plus, it's October.
Yep.
Halloween starts on the 1st for me, so. Well, okay, let's get started.
Let's get into it. You can kick us off.
Okay, so the first console I can remember having is a Super Nintendo. I know Krackakhan had a older console than I did.
Yeah, I mean, I had an Atari when I was growing up, just because I don't know, my dad still had one. But I'm not gonna mention any games because those are pretty basic. That's like
Well,
super
I
basic games.
yeah, I had a regular Nintendo, but I remember the Super Nintendo most because when I was a kid, it's like one of my first memories or like oldest memories. I remember my mom dragging in this big tote and then a Super Nintendo, and I freaked out because I've loved video games since I can remember, but I freaked out because you brought in this tote, and like I look in it and there's just all these games. And I guess my grandpa found it. Like I don't know why someone was selling a bunch of Super Nintendo games in the early '90s, but someone was, and my grandpa just ended up giving them to my mom. But I had all these games. It's like it was practically Christmas for. It was better than Christmas because I definitely wouldn't have got that many video games for Christmas. But my favorite right off the bat was Kirby. Kirby was always
Hmm.
amazing. Like I love Kirby. I played Kirby. Like I haven't played the most recent games, but I have just always been a super fan of Kirby. And they do the same thing over and over again. Typically, they don't really change too much. They change a little bit, but it's just a perfect game. I loved it. It's one of my first memories of playing a game by myself on the Nintendo. Because having siblings, you always have to take turns or play two-player games and stuff like that. Was there anything you would want to say, Krackakhan? I know I kind of went on a
About
rant
Kirby
there.
specifically?
No, well, no, about the Super Nintendo. Any stories?
Oh, the Super Nintendo was awesome. I remember I have a lot of good memories playing uh, Danky Kang Country.
Oh my God,
Got
you
it
still
right
have.
here.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
I got it
you
right
still-
here. But yeah, me and my sister were playing this, and I don't think we ever beat it. I think we got right up to the end. But yeah, this game was a lot of fun. Um, Somehow they did the graphics in such a way that they still hold up pretty well. They still look pretty good. You can't see anything on there, but I thought I would hold it up. But yeah, they still look really good. Like a lot of other systems, like later ones have better graphics, but they don't hold up. Like if you go back and see like I don't know, even like Final Fantasy 7 or like other ones, they look all like blocky and like they're like Popeye people. But Donkey Kong, they knew their art style and they made it look good.
Also,
Danky Kang. Oh yeah, Jeff knows.
yeah. I remember also like the games on the Super Nintendo. I can't remember any. I either our sense of what was good was a lot different back then, or they just made better games. I'm not gonna be the decider on that. But every game I played, they were. I don't know if they were harder, but beating those games felt like conquering the world. They were usually really, really long. Some of them didn't even have save files, so you had to like beat it in one
Yeah.
sitting.
You had to use like
And
codes to get back at a level.
yeah, you earned that. Like you earned beating those games.
Hmm.
Yoshi's Island is another that I liked a lot because I always like like the Mario games. Feel like everybody loved the Mario games growing up, but like Yoshi was my favorite part because you just jump on his back and you'd go like speeding through the level and just beating everybody up. I love that aspect of it. And then when Yoshi got his own kind of game, I loved it definitely. And also what they did too is they brought the arcade games into your house. Like we were talking
Mm.
about that before the stream started.
Yep.
And cheat codes, yeah, the passwords in games where you would skip up, you get to like the last level. Definitely some memories there. I remember Yoshi's Island. It took me forever to beat. Took me forever, and I had to have my brother help me. My brother like beat 90% of these games for me. There was always one part that he had to help me out in.
Yeah, I remember I used to have like sheets of paper with all like the passcodes and stuff to get back to levels of different games and stuff that I was playing.
Yeah, I was real big. Also, this game it's not really underrated, but it's probably the best RPG of all time. And that's Chrono Trigger. That game was massively like above and beyond any other game at that time. It had multiple endings, had unlockable characters that like you had to go out of the story mode to get. That game was fantastic. And a lot of people like, I don't know, it gets compared a lot to like Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 10, but you got to realize like this game was released in like the early 90s. Like it was definitely beyond games at the time. And that's what
definitely.
that's another there was definitely some like gems in the Super Nintendo era. In the multiplayer, because a lot of us have siblings, like Jeff Toast said, he played through Halo Combat Evolved with his sister. This was the console for me where like the siblings, like I started playing stuff with my brother. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, super good game. Was from the arcade. That I can't remember the Simpsons. Did you play the Simpsons one? I played the Simpsons one.
I didn't play a Simpsons one. I played the heck out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time was pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I remember going to the arcade and then when finding out that I had it at my house was like it blew my mind.
Yeah, I never had it for Super Nintendo, but I just remember the pizza place we always went to, and they had it, and I would just spend a ton of money there and time playing that. That game was so good.
Dude, dedicated from the start. That's how I felt about video games. I was the same way. We would go to the roller skating rink at my in my local town, and the roller skating rink was the place. And it goes to show like the person that I am, but even up until like I was in middle school, they had this huge arcade portion of it. And instead of like going out in the roller rink and like trying to talk to girls, I'd be like, nope, going to the arcade, guys. Like I'm trying to play some. What's the game? Oh, it was the Simpsons. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Simpsons game. It was pretty much the same thing as Turtles in Time, just reskinned. Hey, what's going on, Lark? So what's going on, DS Snake? How are you guys doing today? Yeah, but Super Nintendo, amazing. Like it's almost the perfect console for me. Like almost. It's like 9.99999 out of 10 for me. And those were most of the games that I wanted to talk about on there.
Oh, I got some more.
Okay.
Super Metroid. That was the first Metroid game I played. Got me hooked on the Metroid series.
Isn't that the one where you find out that Samus is a girl? I can't remember which one that is.
I don't remember, actually.
But that was pretty cool. I remember
was solid. Yeah, the gameplay was amazing there. You got all the power-ups to explore the big map. Got DS Snake following us now. Thank you.
Thank you for the follow, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah, and I remember every day at the end of the day at this daycare that I was at when I was super little, before elementary school, I believe. And we would all just play that. Like after most people had gone home, they would just whip out a Super Nintendo, and we'd play Super Metroid. And that was super cool.
Yeah, I really like the
Metroid.
Metroid.
Addicted to games real early.
And I don't know, I might be corrected on this, but like Samus is like one of the first female heroes, like main female heroes in a game. Because I remember.
Are you saying hashtag feminism?
No, I'm not saying hashtag feminism, but I'm saying that I do remember being at a friend's house and I can't remember if it's the one for Super Nintendo, but when we beat that game and Samus's little like mask like comes up and it's a girl, we were like, Samus is a girl. Like we didn't know. Like we always thought, the heroes were dudes.
They did that in I don't know if they did in Super Metroid, but I know in Metroid Fusion, which I wanted to talk about for Game Boy Advance, but that game was super good. And in that one, like depending on how quickly you beat that game, like they had different end things, and she would be wearing less clothes the faster you beat it or something. And it was like you beat it like super long time, it was like just full battle suit. less than that, it was like the helmet off. And then like if you beat it in like a couple hours or something, which is crazy to beat that game that fast, which me and my friend dedicated ourselves to and ran it through so many times that we got that. But she was in like a bikini or something.
What? I never knew that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
See,
so I played that game too many times through in elementary school.
It breaks my heart though, because I'll watch these people like speed run these games, and it's like it took me months to beat that game, and it took this guy 45 minutes.
Yeah,
and I'm just like I thought I was so good, but I'm not. I'm really not. Yeah, I see, and that's another thing. I liked the little, like, maybe not that like subtle nuance of the game or like subtle part of the game, but what was one? I can't remember. But there was a lot to those games that you had to like go out and find. You couldn't just.
Hannah's learning new things about me. Wow, she's judging me so hard. She's silently waiting in the chat like for this moment.
But I think it was Super Mario RPG and once again Chrono Trigger. You had to like go out and find things. You couldn't just like also the only way that you could find these things out is through the gaming grapevine, which was at your school, your daycare, or at the local like arcade. Because like there was magazines, but we were a little too young to like. Half of us couldn't read back then. So
how old were you?
I was pretty young when the Super Nintendo. It was
like fifth grade. Half of us couldn't read.
But I still can't read, actually. I'm just kidding. No.
It's a struggle.
It was like there was a lot of, you had to have like a community, and the community had to teach you things like an NBA Jam. I think NBA Jam was a little bit later. It might have been for the Sega Genesis, but an NBA Jam. I just found this out, but I was told this a million times that if you play as the Chicago Bulls against the Detroit Pistons in the last minute of the game, the Bulls their ability is like downgraded a little bit because the guys who made the game were super fans of the Detroit Pistons and hated the Chicago Bulls. See, it's like little things like that I think are awesome. You don't see it a ton in games anymore.
Yeah, there's not kind of like the idea of like cheat codes and like all these like things like that is just gone out the window. Like no one has cheats in their games anymore. I guess it's because everything's like online and they don't want you cheating.
No,
before it was just fun. Like there was like stupid things for cheats. It's just like you put in this cheat code and everyone has big heads in the entire game. It's like little things like that. Like they don't add that in anymore.
Well, they had to make those games entertaining as well because they didn't come out as often as they do today. Like
you can't patch it or anything, so you just
no.
And a lot of it was like developer things too. It just like they were messing around and like left it in.
Yeah, that's the like. I can't remember. I read an article that
got another caller. Joven T, Joe Even, something like that. Thank you.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna actually play it so I can see the people who follow. I'm sorry. But a big thing for me was like
party. Yes.
The games didn't come out as quickly back then. I read somewhere, I think it was in Game Informer, that a AAA title would come out every like 6 months back then, compared to we have them every month now, like consistently multiple ones every month.
Yeah. So
it's pretty. I would say it's very different now. And looking back on it, neither one is better than the other. They're just different. At least my opinion.
Yeah, and I like what you were talking about earlier when you were like, I don't know, the gaming community was kind of different, and it just reminded me of like back in the day there wasn't even like you couldn't even go online and like look up codes or anything or like strategies or like obviously YouTube didn't even exist. You can't just like watch a video of something. And back in the day I had like one of those huge like cheat books that had just like cheats and stuff and passwords and stuff for like every game, and like people would just be like, give me a quarter and I'll like write down all these cheats for him and stuff and give them to him. It was like a tiny little cheat selling business.
Yeah. Actually, and it's kind of like a funny memory. Necromance, who will be on the show eventually, guys, we're working on that now. Our friendship started because I was one of the last kids to get internet at their house. Necromance already had internet at his house. And we were talking about, I think it was one of the GTA games. It might have been like GTA 2 or something like that, or some game that had cheat codes in it. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting on the bus and I was like, I can't find anywhere with good cheat codes. And he turns to me, he's like, you got to go to Cheat Planet. Cheat Planet's the only one. He's like, I'll get off the bus with you. I'll print you off a bunch of stuff so that you'll have all the cheats that you'll ever need. And that's literally how we became friends.
He
He
had
just
the
got off the
hookup.
bus with me and showed me cheat codes.
He
That was
had
it.
that dial-up.
He did. He did.
He
He had
had
a
that
printer
AOL
in his
dial-up.
room. It was awesome. I remember it would like load like ding, ding, ding.
Uh,
And I even thought in my head, I was like, we could probably do this a lot quicker if I just, wrote them down. Because it took it forever to print. Rest in Grunt birthday party. Is that the one where if you get a headshot on a grunt, like the
Yes.
confetti comes out of their head? Oh,
Yeah,
that was an
one's
amazing.
the best. Yes.
But yeah, it was just a different time. It was like different. It was a different time period, man. It really was. And I won't say it was superior. It was good. Both times are very interesting and very fun.
Yeah, I do like it. I don't know. Now is more convenient, but that back then you had like, I don't know. There was more interpersonal stuff. Like you had more couch co-op stuff going on in multiplayer. I don't know. It was just more camaraderie about it, and there's more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anger online when you're playing, more trolling.
Yeah, you get a lot more trolls. It
Yeah.
becomes more easily available to play at home with people because like LAN parties used to be a thing. Now that's a little bit like skipping past like the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, now you're going to like Xbox days when they had
Yeah,
like the big Halo LAN parties
Or-
and things.
or you
We're
could
getting
be
way
like,
too ahead of ourselves here.
or you could be like me and beg my mom to let me bring my computer, my like desktop computer back when they had like the huge monitors and everything like that, taking it to a friend's house so that we could play Diablo 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the days,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, I think it was a little bit like, yeah, I love LAN parties, but if you ever ask somebody like, hey man, let's have a LAN party, like that sounds really difficult. Why don't we just
We actually do that at my work still. There's one coming up in like a couple weeks.
Can I move
Yeah.
over to where you live?
Yes,
Because
come.
I would love to go to a
Bring
LAN
your
party.
computer.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Get
guys,
the big
I'm
old
moving-
monitor out. Bring the big old monitor.
OG Battlefront 2 has regained multiplayer support. I did not know that. I might actually get that on Steam so that I can play.
Oh, the Steam one has multiplayer? I think I
Hopefully.
actually have it on Steam.
I might get it because that would be well worth it.
Yeah, that playing that multiplayer would be much better than playing the new Battlefront.
Yes, I fucking hate the new Battlefront. Pardon my.
You returned it. You played it for
I
like 30
returned-
minutes, and we're like, no
It was
more of this.
I was like, nope, time to return this game. Okay, so what came after the Super? Are you okay? Are
I
you
am
done
not
with
even
the Super?
done. I have one more thing taken
Go
out to
ahead.
show you. I have Super Mario World.
Uh,
So good. Did you say a Mario one? You said like Luigi or something, right? Did you
Well,
mention this one?
I love Yoshi. Yoshi's
you
my favorite.
mentioned. Oh yeah, Yoshi. I don't know why I said Luigi. No one cares about Luigi unless he's in a mansion hunting ghosts.
That was a good.
That was a good game. Yeah. But yeah, Super Mario World. I remember playing this with my sister a lot. For some reason, the biggest thing that stands out is we got to like Fudge World or something where all the enemies are chocolate and there's chocolate mountains in the background. And we were like, what the fudge is this? I don't know. That's that just stands out.
That's another game that took tons of dedication to beat because
Yeah.
it was super long.
And it disappoints me because like we put so much time into this. There's so many levels and so many hidden paths and little things to do. And then like Japanese speedrunners do this in like 13 minutes. I'm like, no, we were playing that for so long and you can't just beat it.
I had 3 nervous breakdowns before we beat the game because I have problems. I sometimes will rage at games, and I remember as a kid playing like certain Nintendo games, my hands would like start to shake, and my mom would be like, "No, put the game down. You're done for the day." And it would be like
Wow.
11 a.m. I would get like super mad at certain parts. But I don't get that bad anymore because the games aren't as infuriating unless you're playing Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Super angry. I cannot. That game, I love it and I hate it at the same time. But yeah, Super Mario is like a given
You have to
in
love
my
it.
opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to love it. And they made an RPG that was amazing on the Super Nintendo as well.
I never played that. I need to at some point in my life.
Okay, that new console thing that they have that's like the size, like really really tiny, and it has 23 games on it. That's all I want for Christmas. That's all I want for Christmas.
What is it, like the Super Nintendo Classic Mini or something like that?
Yeah, it's terrific.
Yeah.
It's got all the greatest games on there.
I feel like that's going to be sold out until Christmas, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be like $300 on Amazon.
I'm gonna have to,
eBay.
yeah, I'm gonna have to buy it off a scalper.
Yeah.
In like an alley.
I'm just going to wait.
I want it
Wait
for
till
Christmas.
no one
super
cares.
bad. But Okay, so what? I'm not good at the chronological order. Didn't Sega come after
In the
Super
ones that
Nintendo?
we're gonna talk about, yeah, your Sega Genesis comes next, I
Sega
believe.
Genesis.
Is that the one?
Sega
That's the
Gen.
one you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, I think so.
Sega Sega Genesis was a game that having siblings, my parents, DS Snake. It's like a mini version of the Super Nintendo, and it has all the best Super Nintendo
Hmm.
games on it. It's for $80. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
actually
80
quite a deal.
bucks. Yeah, it like fits in your hand. It's so small. It's like the exact same console. It's just super tiny and adorable looking. Comes with two controllers, games preloaded. Uh, so yeah, right now it came out like a week ago or something, but it was
Mhm.
like already kind of like sold out. And
Nintendo and their damn
yeah, they said they're gonna make
inventory.
more, I believe. But yeah, I wouldn't buy it. They're selling it for $80, but the only places you can buy it are like $200 now. So yeah. They have
It's
some
hard
good
to get
games.
all the good games on there.
Yeah,
I
they
will
are
say
missing
that.
some. Does it even have Super Metroid on it?
I think it has Super Metroid on it. I'm not
Better
100%
have
sure,
it
but
on
I'm pretty sure it does. Uh, but what my parents would do to us is that we would each we would fight over the consoles like almost every time. So what my mom would do is she'd be like, "Okay, well my brother gets the Genesis in his room, you get the Nintendo in yours. If you guys have to agree to trading the consoles for a certain amount of time or else you're not playing them." Cuz we would be like fighting, like fist fighting over it. Me and my brother almost every day it felt like we would fight over it. So that was my mom's fix. So a lot of the Sega Genesis games that I played were multiplayer because that's one of the only ways that I could even play it with my brother. And games like Battletoads, extremely hard. I never
it.
got past the racing part. It was super difficult. I remember we played that for years trying to beat it. Double Dragon, probably my original multiplayer game. That's probably one of the first games I played with another person where I had to work together. And then at the end, I had to beat him up, and he'd always beat me. I never could beat him at that game. NBA Jam, which I mentioned before, we were super big on basketball. I'm from Indiana, and basketball is the way of life in Indiana, even if you're really, really terrible at it like I was. But then there were other games that, once again, the first time I got to be social with video games was with one of my mom's coworkers' son. They had we were both really big gamers, and we became best friends out of it. And we used to play Toe Jam and Earl together a lot. That was one of my favorite games of all time. Oh man, your Genesis died, DS Snake. See, someone I don't remember who, because I have a lot of cousins. I'm pretty sure the way one of mine broke is that someone jammed a popsicle stick like in my Genesis. I
What?
remember that actually vividly.
Why would that happen?
I don't know. Life is cruel, I guess. I don't know, but I remember walking in the room and just seeing like a popsicle stick sticking sideways in the Genesis cartridge thing.
It's awful.
It was terrible.
That's
Yeah,
the,
I'll never forget that because I was like,
just scarred for life.
no. I had all the games still too. Like I just didn't have the Genesis.
Hmm. That sucks.
That, what are some of your games for Genesis though?
I did not even have a Genesis.
What?
Never had a Sega Genesis. I went from Super Nintendo to PS1. That was my jump. We just like hung on to Super Nintendo until its very last days, and then even a little bit past that, like buying when they were just like selling games for super cheap since no one wanted them anymore.
Well, those shits were expensive.
What?
The or the new consoles, like the jump from Super Nintendo to PlayStation, it
Yeah,
was
it was
pretty
like
expensive.
yeah, it was like PlayStation 1 is like $500 or something or 600. Like consoles were super expensive, weren't they?
Yeah, they were extremely expensive,
Even some of the
especially back
games were more than $60 too. I remember for N64 like Hello Pikachu came out and it was like the game itself was like $80 and then you had to buy like a microphone thing so you could talk into it. So it was like a huge amount of money to put into that. And I never played it, but that game, even as a little kid, I was like, I don't want that.
DS Snakes also, I will say, I said it in a prior stream, so I didn't want to add it on my list this stream. I loved the Sonic games up until Sonic 3.
But the
Sonic,
best one, Sonic Adventures, is coming up.
shut the hell up.
It's on my list.
It's not
It's
a good
coming.
game.
It's coming. Big the cat Fish and Adventure.
He's terrible. He's literally the worst character in the whole series.
What about the robot Gamma?
That one wasn't as bad. Big's only thing that he
I
did
never
was
played
fish.
Big. I never even played that one.
He sat by the water and was like, "Whoop, time to fish." Like,
he got to catch Froggy because Froggy ate the Chaos Crystal or Emerald or whatever it's called.
I agree with DS Snake. Sonic died for me. Sonic is dead.
He died. He died in Sonic Adventures.
I hated that one. I remember playing it on the Dreamcast. It was terrible. So I guess the Genesis is going to be a really quick one. Yeah. I didn't get to play it for super long because some jerk shoved a popsicle stick in it, and Krackakhan never had one. So are we going to make the jump to PlayStation or N64? Which one would you rather do?
I like N64.
Okay.
To do first.
With the weird like dildo controller that it had.
Oh yeah. I was playing some yesterday. I went to a used game store with McHanner, and I bought a couple things. I don't have them over here near me, but I bought the pod racing game for it, the Episode 1 Star Wars pod racing game for a few bucks, and I bought the game Armorines, which is kind of like Starship Troopers, and they kind of look like they're dressed like Judge Dredd, but that game's pretty fun. But that's not the ones I'm going to talk about anyway. My first one up is going to be Paper Mario, which I got over here. It's an amazing RPG game. Super cool. It's very delightful. Everything looks like it's made out of paper, and everything's flat, and they really play it up. Like he'll fall, and he'll just like fall like a piece of paper or something. But super great story. I think it still has the price tag on it. It says $40. That's not what I paid. I think I did pay like $30 though. I bought it like way after N64 days at like a used, maybe like GameStop or something. But it was worth.
It definitely is. I think it's that game's one of I don't know if you'd say underrated, but it's one of the best like RPGs.
Widely, yeah, probably, yeah. I really enjoy it. Also, I have a bunch lined up here though that I could talk about for N64. But
yeah,
I want to jump in.
I'll say this about the N64. The best Zelda titles overall was for the N64. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, terrific. Stand the test of time even. Like, you don't even have... Like, they made HD remakes, and all it was it just made, like, the signage and things like that easier to understand. Like, so that you didn't get lost as much. But the game is, like, pretty similar to what it was then. And it just goes to show that those games are, like, perfect.
Yeah, you don't need to change them. They're amazing.
No,
I really wish I had that one. Like when I was playing it back in the day, and I never bought it. I rented it like, I swear, for like a month and a half in a row from Blockbusters. I was just like brought it back, and I was like, I would like to get this one again because it has all of my save info on it. So I just kept doing that like week after week.
Yeah,
like elementary school. It was so good, so worth.
It was terrific, actually, and I do remember playing with my friend Craig. His name was Craig. I remember playing with him constantly because we were like, we had communal video games. Like I would get one, and like we'd call each other on like the domestic line. Be like, hey, my mom's gonna let me get this game.
Domestic line?
So, like the home phone.
Never heard anyone call it that way.
I've always called it a domestic line. But the home phone, I would call him, be like, hey, don't get this game because I already got it. And once I beat it, you can borrow it for as long as you want, okay? And like we had like a shared games, like we split them. And I'll also never forget, he showed me Super Smash Bros. And it was the first time I
mean this?
Dude,
I play this all the time. Yeah, this game is
terrific.
So good. I force Hannah to play it with me. It's so good. It's my favorite.
This is a memory thing. I walked into his house because he lived on the other side of town. My mom was dropping me off, and I remember like walking in through his room, seeing one kid sitting on the top bunk bed, another kid sitting like on his bed, him sitting there, and then a chair pulled up for me, and he was like, 4 people can play this game, and I was like,
what?
And then I was like, who can you be? He was like, anyone from Nintendo, and I was like, I want to be Pikachu. No, I want to be Donkey Kong. Like that game blew. Like I'll never.
So good. It still holds up.
And we had like a sleepover for like 2 or 3 days, And
Oh
I don't
wow.
think I left that room very much. I like we played that game a lot. Perfect. Like one of my favorite memories ever.
Yeah, I played this so
Terrific.
much with friends. It's so fun. I think it's still my favorite Smash Bros. Game. I don't know
It's
why.
it's one of them for me. The Smash Bros. Games got like better and better, even with more characters. I don't even think there's a bad Smash Bros. Game, but that one is terrific.
I don't like the Wii one as much. I like the first one better than the Wii one.
The
I don't
Wii
like
one
the
was
controls. The controls are weird.
well, though. Yeah, I always play on the GameCube because I played
Oh, and the GameCube. Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah, Melee's the second one with the ice
Yeah, I used to
climbers and
play.
stuff.
Yeah, I used to play that one like not competitively, but we would go to other kids' houses and play against them.
Mhm.
And so that was the one I played the most and I got best with. So I always play my Super Smash Bros. Games with a GameCube controller now.
Mhm.
But it was great. Those games are perfect. Those are on my top 10 list of favorite games of all time.
But did you ever play Harvest Moon though? Harvest
Yes.
Moon was perfection, and I sunk a crap ton of hours into that, managing my little farm. And when Stardew Valley came out, that was perfect. That was like so much
It's just like
nostalgia. It was just like it, and that brought me back to those days playing my farm. Who did you marry though? This is a good question.
oh,
Who did you marry?
I think I stayed a bachelor. I really
You
do.
stayed
I
a
think
bachelor your whole
I think
life?
I think I ran
Wow.
around and was like giving the
Wow,
girls the
this
middle
is
finger.
very telling.
I think I just like was a single farmer man for my life in that series. I really do. I don't think I
Wow.
ever like got married.
That's interesting. I was
Well,
like, I went after Karen on mine, but if you don't get her fast enough, she leaves on like the second or I don't know, the next year or something like that. She like leaves forever if you don't marry her. So like I lost her and then like I married like the baker, like Elle or something.
yeah, and I'm even like that in
In all your games, you just give
it,
everyone the middle finger. You're
well, no,
just
in Stardew, I used to stream Stardew, and I remember like we would do like waifu quests and stuff like that. We were like, "Who's the waifu, guys? We're gonna pick one." And then she would say something, I'd be like, "I don't like her very much."
just
I'd be
makes
like,
an
"She's
instant
not the
enemy of
one,
you.
guys." She would say something like, "Well, no, I think in my Stardew Valley, the one who likes beer, like that's her favorite thing.
Which one is that? I don't
Like
even
it's, I
know.
think her hair's blue. I'm not sure. I haven't played Stardew in forever, but
Is there
you're
anyone
making
with
me
blue
want to play
hair?
it again."
Oh,
Abigail has blue hair.
oh yeah, that's like the goth chick, right?
Yeah, I picked the goth
The
chick 'cause
video game one. She's pretty
yeah,
chill.
because she like pizza and beer. That's her like two favorite ones.
It's perfect.
The-
Oh yeah, wait. Is it Penny?
oh,
I married Penny, I think. Oh no, I think it is the gamer one, Hannah. I married Penny though.
I haven't gotten her to marry me yet because I'm working on my because I'm a mayonnaise farmer.
Why are you
That,
saying no, Hannah? You're a man. That sounds gross.
and it does sound gross,
Why
but
are
it
you a
makes a lot of
mayonnaise?
money. I'm a mayonnaise farmer. Don't judge me.
You're a
I was a
mayonnaise
potato
boy.
farmer. I was a potato farmer and then went to mayonnaise. I have like 18 chickens,
Ugh,
and
that's
we all make
gross.
mayonnaise in my
Your
mayonnaise
farm is
machine.
gross.
It is gross. I
I was
hate
making
mayonnaise.
jam. I was jamming on my farm.
Dude, I'm not very far in that game. I need to start playing it again though. I'm actually going to surprise Necro because he's getting a Switch
With
for
some
his birthday.
mayonnaise?
No, I'm gonna surprise him because Stardew comes out October 5th for the Switch,
Oh,
and
does he
I'm
have
gonna
one?
get it. Yeah, he's getting one, and I'm gonna get him it because he doesn't have cable or internet at his house.
He would love that game. Everyone would love that game.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get it for him because you always like there's always stuff to do in that game. It's
Exactly, yeah.
never finished.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get it for his birthday.
Nice.
Some Stardew Valley
That's a
action.
good idea. Some action.
DS Snake, it is like a Harvest Moon. It's hard to ever like rationalize putting it down because you're like, oh no, I've got the berry farm, like the berry harvest is coming up. I can't put the game down. The game's not finished. Like that, it's just like Harvest Moon. You can't like ever just be done with it. And I have free range chickens for my mayonnaise. It's free range mayonnaise.
Free range mayonnaise. That sounds so gross. But DS Snake mentioned this is one of his favorite games. But we're bringing in GoldenEye, another
Oh my
great
God.
multiplayer game with friends. This is such a good game. And the one true person I recognize is James Bond still, as Pierce Brosnan right here in all his Brosnan glory. Do you remember
I
like
used-
that picture of the one cover that someone showed it to me? Like there's one picture where he has like the gun like blocking part of his face, and then like they took it away and like part of his hand is there. It just looks like he has like a big misshapen like jaw or something.
Oh my God, no,
You
I
see it?
haven't seen that.
It's just like you can't unsee it once you've seen that. You should look that up or something.
I'm gonna look it up
That's
after
funny.
the stream. I
Yeah,
really
look it
am.
up afterwards. It's funny.
Uh,
But yeah, this was a good game. It does not hold up well though. The controls are abominable and it's pretty unplayable. I tried to play it recently and I'm just like, no, this is not good.
I played it with Necro back when we first became friends, and I remember he was like, "There's someone that hides in the bathroom. Watch, you'll kick the door and then they'll freak out and they'll run out." And they really was like, you kick the door, like you push the door and the guy like runs out really quickly.
That was like the first 1 second of the game. It's
Yeah.
like the first instance.
I loved it.
that.
I thought it was great though. One for me is Banjo-Kazooie. That was the big game that Mama Moose would be like, "Put the game down. You're done for the day." Because like,
You would rage at Banjo-Kazooie?
oh my God, yes, that game is dedication, and I would be like, "Grrr!" Like,
Just constipated, straight up.
yeah, straight up, like, because I would get like super upset because I had like the guide, but it wasn't the official guide, and sometimes like trying to get the jiggies,
Wasn't that
it
Prima
wouldn't
guide?
yeah, it would like tell me subtle hints. It would be like, "Oh, if you want to get this jiggy, you have to get near the shark's teeth," and I'd be like,
That guy
"Told me
sucks.
nothing," and then you told me nothing. And I would have to call my friend Craig on the phone. It'd be like 10 o'clock at night sometimes, and his mom would get really upset. But I would always figure it out. I did beat the game. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, terrific games. Some of my favorites, and another one is Conker's Bad Fur Day. I loved, like, he drank, he cussed, and he chased ladies around. It was one of my favorites.
It's your
I
life.
loved that. No, it is not my life. I'm just kidding. It was terrific, and they released another one for Xbox that I didn't like as much as the original. But the original was my favorite by far, and I remember playing that with all my friends and like sneaking it over to a friend's house and be like, "Don't tell your mom that I have this. Do not tell her. You can borrow it, but do not show it to her. It's like an
You kept
R-rated
that on
game."
the down
Yeah, I
low?
was like, but my mom let me have it because my mom's cool. Because my mom
Did
didn't
she even
like,
know what it was about?
No.
Okay.
She saw like a squirrel with a helmet.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, it's like fighting animals." Like, that's it.
I remember my mom got me like the Grand Theft Auto games, and then like once I was playing it, she was like, what did they just say? What are you playing?"
Well, when I went to Blockbuster, and I really thought this dude was gonna be my bro, but he wasn't being my bro. I went and bought GTA 3 in their like used games pile, and for the math, GTA 3 came out when I was 9 years old.
Really?
So,
How old
or
is
9. I was 8 or 9.
it?
I wasn't very
What system was it on? It was on PS1 at least, right?
It was like one of the original
two?
PS2s.
Yeah, PS2. Yeah, you were 9 years old when that was out. Does
I
that
might have been
sound
older.
right?
See,
Wait.
I'm looking up when the PS2 came out.
Okay,
Is
that
that-
seems young to me.
I know I got it in elementary
Maybe
school.
I'm wrong.
March 4th, 2000. So I was 9 or 10.
Oh yeah, I guess that works out.
I was
yeah,
nine-
I would be like 10 or 11. Okay, never mind.
So
Everything's right with the world.
I remember going to buy it used, and I'm like, my mom's like, "Grand Theft Auto." Okay, that's fine. We go up to the cash register guy at Blockbuster, and she hands it to him, and he looks at me, then looks at her and is like, "Ma'am, I have to let you know that this game has prostitution, guns, murder, all that." He like lists it all. My mom looks at me and is like, "That's the good stuff, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's the good stuff."
That's
and
like the
she
same
was-
situation that happened with me and my mom.
Yeah, she was just like, "Yeah, go ahead and
Just like,
give
yeah,
him
that's
it."
fine.
I was like, "Yeah." I kind of gave the guy at GameStop, or not GameStop, at Blockbuster, like a crappy look. I was like,
Don't try
Screw
and take
you.
this away from me.
"Screw you, buddy! Like, this is my game." But it was, yeah, and then it was awesome. I'll never forget. I miss going to Blockbuster and renting their games,
Me too.
and then
Blockbuster was fun.
returning them super late.
They're super late.
Sometimes, man,
Wow.
the Blockbuster was on the other side of town. It was sometimes we'd have to pay the late fees because I would be I'm like, I'm this close to beating. We can I have one more day? Well, I guess. Terrific game though, it really was.
Did your Blockbuster do this? My Blockbuster had these like summer deals where you would pay like some not even high rate, just like pretty low, and then you just have unlimited games like the entire summer. Like you just, I don't know, it wasn't even that much. It's just like pay $30 and have just unlimited games. Like there's be days where I would just like rent a game and it's like play it and be like, okay, let's go back and get another game, or just that was so fun. I missed that.
I would do that all the time, and I really did gain like weight off of it as a little kid because like, I didn't leave
years
my
off
house.
your life.
Maybe.
Blockbuster. I'm just kidding.
It might have.
We don't
I don't know, man.
The results aren't in yet.
I remember I would I can't remember. Maximo was a game because I did it when the PS2 was out. But like Maximo, there's a bunch of games that I would play, and I remember because ours would be like, oh, it's $5, like every so often, but you can get up to 5 games rented. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Like, of course. And I remember beating those games. And DS Sync, I was high on life, especially with GTA like 3. Love that game. Super terrific. Vice City was probably my favorite. No, San Andreas was my favorite. But they were all really, really good.
Vice City was pretty good.
They were all super good. Also, Necro, I did a huge favor for him with Vice City. His parents, and if there's any young children watching the stream, do not do this. This is shameful. But his parents got on this big like tidbit of like, you can't play R-rated games anymore. You're way too young. Like, we're going to start regulating the games that you play. He put them in a box, called me, and was like, meet me outside of my house. I go, okay, like waddle, like I was a chubbier kid, so I kind of walk my way down there.
Waddle.
And he has this like box, and it's like GTA 3, GTA Vice City, all these like M-rated or M or R-rated games, and he goes, hide these for me. And I was like, okay. And like he was like, my parents are gonna throw them out, hide them. And when I call you, bring them back, and we'll sneak them into my room. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, and then I like walked back home, and I remember, what we would do is like his room was really, really close to his parents, so you could, if we played it too loud, like you could hear us. So what we would do is we would close his door, take like a cover, and like stuff it like underneath the sill of the door, and then I was the fat one. So I would like put my back against it while we were playing it. So if someone opened it, it would like knock me over. So it would give him time to hit the button and turn it off. We had like a game plan, like, and we never got caught.
Did you ever get knocked out of the way?
I remember they would open it and it would like bump me, and it stepped out, always be like, why the hell do you always sit in front of the door? Like, he would always get like super mad at me about it. I was like, I can see better here. We were little geniuses. Like, we really were.
You had that figured out.
We had it completely figured out. And but that was I don't know. My parents never cared about those games. The video games were my babysitter at times. So I feel like my parents were just like, as long as he's quiet, we don't care. But
I think mine were right there with your parents. That's
as long as he's quiet, he cares. At least he didn't start playing the Elder Scrolls Morrowind. No, that game's too much.
Yeah.
That game is too much for me. Even when it first like came out and I played it, I was like, I have to wait 7 days?
Yeah, we always talk about this. It's like wait a fortnight and 3 hours and then travel by westwards from the town along the windy river and then travel 8 paces and find the X on the tree. And then you know that found the spot and you must dig. It's like, what? That's too much. There's no quest markers. In order to find the X on the tree, you have to like bend down, get super, super close to the tree, and be like looking at it. It's like, is that an X? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's an X. I don't know, but I'm gonna guess this is the tree. Skooma, and moon sugar. Don't do skooma, kids.
And the combat in that game, just 2 blocks, just killed it.
And then it'd be like,
it's so bad.
Yeah, it'd like fall over. Definitely though. So
I missed the boat on that one.
Well, we were in Doom 64. That's my last one. It was just Doom, but for the N64. Yeah, like I mean, you named off a lot of the ones I wanted to say, but it's
What
all
about
good. Oh,
what
Pokemon
about
Stadium too.
what about this
Oh
one?
my God, I forgot all about that one.
What about
Pokemon
this
Snap.
one?
Pokemon
You said
Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium too, so I'll just throw that one. But Pokemon Snap though is so unique. They should just remake it and with
It
like
was.
a bunch of different things. What other game can you just be riding by in a cart, throwing apples and knocking out Pokemon, taking pictures of their passed out bodies? That's the only way to play this game, I think.
I used to do that too. I'd be like, oh,
Scaring
Voltorb,
my future
hit him.
customers.
Well, I'll say this: the one time I was ingenious with a video game is in the level where you're in the cavern and you have to hit Voltorb with an apple, because I was like, oh, Voltorb will explode if you like piss him off. So I was like, I'll hit him with an apple. I hit him with the apple, and then like Mew came out, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
took like a million pictures of it, and I was like, this is the best game ever.
Yeah,
I
there was
love
a
that.
lot of hidden. There's like hidden tracks and like hidden like ways you can go and stuff, and like
Yeah,
oh, there's
yeah,
something in
yeah.
that bush. Let me throw this, and then like let me lure him over here, and these two Pokemon meet up and then like evolve or something.
Yeah,
There
it
were
was
some
awesome.
strategies. Yeah,
There was a lot of replay value for that game, and it was something different. And then
very different.
the
I don't. They haven't even done anything like similar since.
well, and then the mini games, man. The mini games for
Are we talking about
Pokemon
Stadium
Stadium.
now?
Yeah,
We switched
po-
mid sentence, but yeah, the mini games,
yeah.
like the
mini games.
Metapod, the Metapod and Kakuna Harden game. That was
See,
my jam. Or the Magikarp jumping.
Necromance whooped me at almost all of them. The only ones I could beat him in were the Ratatat run, the
What about that
Sand.
Lickitung one from the second
The
one?
Lickitung one was a toss-up because
food
we would
one?
just eat whatever. We did not
Yeah.
watch the tutorial on that
Even the
one.
ones
We
that make
just-
you sick?
yeah, we'd be like,
Or like,
we
this one's
just grab
spicy.
whatever. And then we would I would always beat him at the Sandshrew one. He had never beat me at the Sandshrew one, but he was always good at the Clefairy, the Harden, the Ekans one. He would always win.
What was the Ekans one again?
Where you had to throw the Ekans like on top
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Diglett. It was like
Yeah.
the room toss thing.
Yeah.
But he was always really good at that one. But there's been a couple times I beat him at the game, but he beat me for the most part at those mini games. He was very good at them.
And I'm surprised that you didn't mention one of these two games, Rogue
Oh.
Squadron or Shadow of the Empire.
I thought you were gonna say him. I
Yeah,
really did.
I am
was
going to
like,
say them. I have them queued up here. But
Yeah,
yeah, these
that's
were
it.
so good. This was like, and these two I brought up together because this one, like the intro of the game had the, what are they called? I just forgot the name of those ships that they use. Those like
X-Men.
snow speeders.
Oh,
The snow speeders on Hoth. Yeah, there was like a mission where you fly that, and that was like everyone liked it, so they were like whole game out of it. And that game's super good.
It is. It's
Amazing.
very good. My favorite thing to do in Shadows of the Empire is when you're on Hoth. I don't think it's very elaborate, but you can hit a button and release that gigantic.
Yeah, you can release the Wampas, and they just go out and
Whoop
kill all
the-
the troopers, right?
Yeah, they'll destroy them.
Yeah.
But there was one time I did it, and the troopers killed the Wampas before the Wampas can get to them. I was like, what?
That's impressive.
I was like, that's not supposed to happen. I was like, the Wampas supposed to take control of this place, and then
They're
I
too
shoot it a
strong.
bunch and then run off.
They're too dang strong.
That game was hard though.
That game was, yeah.
Like some of the boss fights were like really difficult.
I remember I had to attempt that like garbage level one a bunch of times. That's like the
Yeah.
first boss that you fight, really.
The
It's like-
trash monster.
It's not a mon. It's just that killer robot on that garbage.
Oh
world
yeah.
with like the weird little skinny tin can
Yeah.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a terrific game. That was probably one of the best story mode games I played. And that was like
That was good, yeah.
I was like, is that Han Solo's brother? I always thought it was Han Solo's brother.
He is
it's
flying
not.
the Millennium Falcon though.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
I always thought
it's
it was
just some guy that's like the exact same character except tougher.
tougher and has bigger arms.
Yeah. And it's kind of it doesn't have him on the cover, but he's not as good looking. To say
No.
that in like the least gay way possible. Not that that's a bad thing, but not the best looking dude on there. He's pretty gruff. Would you say?
Yeah, I would say Han's definitely the
Yeah.
looks.
That's why this guy doesn't make it into the movies.
No, he
He's
does
just
not.
a video game character.
He's like the biker version of Han Solo.
Mhm.
Like he's like the gruff, like 5 o'clock
The
shadow,
biker
like
version. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
he's the gruff Han Solo.
What about Jet Force Gemini?
I never even played that game.
It's pretty good. You're killing
Is it-
giant ant monsters. The story's pretty good. You're rescuing little Ewok teddy bears. And like they can die too. Like they're like in the mission you have to rescue and they can get accidentally blown up or the ants can kill them on purpose. It's intense.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
there's ant gore and body parts going flying and little teddy bear parts.
Like
It's pretty
any
cool.
good
You got
90s
machine guns.
game,
What?
there's gore.
There's gore, yeah.
There's like terrible gore.
When games were controversial for it too, it's just like it showed blue ant blood. This is scarring my kid's mind. He's gonna
It's
want to
making
kill
my
ants.
kids Charles Manson. Yeah, remember those
So
days?
stupid. And what was the big one? The first big one was like
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat. Yeah,
If
exactly.
they'd rip
Like,
people's spines out
yeah,
and
they rip a
stuff.
spine. And just like now, my kids are ripping each other's spines out every day.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
they're yelling, finish him, and kicking him off counters. It's crazy.
I will say though that I did try to bicycle kick and I sent my feet through the drywall of my house.
At what age?
I was pretty young.
That's cool though.
I was fairly young.
Were your parents
young,
impressed?
but no.
I was just kidding.
They threatened my life.
If you do another bicycle kick, we will finish you. We will rip your spine out.
Yeah, I think like she said, if you ever do like something stupid like that again, like you will never play a video game as long as you live in this house. And I was like, okay, well, we're done doing bicycle kicks in the house. But yeah, that was like the first controversial one. There was a lot of others, but that was the first, the most notorious one.
But anyway, talking about best story in a game, how about this one though? That Super Mario World. That's Super Mario 64, not World.
World is Nintendo.
World is Super Nintendo, which we talked about.
That was a good one. They also did like
64.
Donkey Kong. Anything 64 was like open world, open-ish world.
Because you got that 3D, you got that big sprawling world, you got jumping into pictures.
That was a good game.
That game was good.
It was a good game. The Donkey Kong one wasn't as good, but it was still a pretty good game.
Donkey Kong Country?
Yeah. No, Donkey Kong 64.
Oh. Which one was Country? That's the one with all the characters, right?
Yeah, it was Donkey Kong, the Donkey Kong Country, or there's Donkey Kong
Country.
2, Diddy's Quest.
I like that
which had the girl.
A little orangutan, man.
Mm-hmm. I like Diddy Kong. He was the best, man.
Diddy Kong is. Diddy Kang.
Diddy Kang is the best.
Diddy Kang, Danky Kang. Those are all the ones that I have over here right now. So I'm pretty much done with this console unless you want to have more memories.
No, I'm pretty much done with the N64.
You're memoried out?
Yeah, I'm pretty memoried out with it. I know that we still have the PlayStation and the Dreamcast to do.
Maybe, let's see. I mean, we're almost at 9 o'clock now. Maybe we just do Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance for today.
Yeah, that works. That works for me.
Okay, 'cause I don't have as many for those two that I can remember. I have a ton of PS1 ones.
The only Game Boy Color, like one that I'm like super. I'm gonna look up some more actually while we're talking about it.
Oh, is it Pokemon?
Yo, Pokemon. Dude, it's like
but
the
which
best.
is the big question here though? Which do you think is better? Was it Pokemon Yellow, which was like the show, or like the original like Pokemon Red and Blue?
Red and Blue.
But Yellow was interesting though. It put like a spin on it because like Team Rocket was legit in it, and like you got Pikachu first of all, and then you get like all the starters, don't you, in that one?
Yeah, you can get all of them.
Yeah, so that's interesting. It put a spin on it, but yeah, I think Red was. I had Red, Blue, and Yellow actually.
No, man. Game Boy, definitely the best one in my opinion was Blue version. Blue version was my favorite by far. Blastoise is my favorite Pokemon by far. I will probably, before it's all said and done, have a tattoo of a Blastoise. Like, easily. Definitely I've stayed committed to Blastoise longer than I've stayed committed to anything.
But where are you going to put the tattoo, though?
I don't know.
What body part?
I don't know.
Tramp stamp.
Tramp stamp of a Blastoise.
Tramp
no,
stamp, just like the head peeking
have a
out?
Blastoise like peeking
out your boxers, just like, and I have like the cannons on his back.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
Are you gonna get a tramp stamp?
Probably not, but it still would be hilarious if I did.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty sure you just gave ideas to the community's heads, and now everybody's gonna demand it.
Yeah, everyone demand Bull Moose get a Blastoise tramp stamp with it peeking out a little bit, maybe a wink in his eye, like, what's going on in here? Only I know.
Well, another one that was really good. Like, the first two generations of Pokemon came out on that, which
Silver.
I always
Silver
had to
was
get
Game Boy Advance.
I had to get the opposite of what my brother did. My brother got red and silver, so I got blue and gold.
You were the opposite of me. I had red and silver. You were
no.
anti-me right now.
And was your sister the me,
No.
or she just
She
didn't?
was the after like Super Nintendo, she was done with games. She just checked out. To
Okay, so
this
it was
day,
just you.
never came back. It was like Super Mario, Primal Rage on N64, Donkey Kong, and then just done.
She's done. She's over it.
Done. Yeah.
They also had like a couple of Legend of Zelda games on the Game Boy. Like the one I'm seeing is Oracle of Seasons, and then there was a red one too. There's like
On
a
Game Boy Color,
Zelda.
I had Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I believe that was the one that I had. That was super good.
Yeah, there. Okay, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages were the two different ones that I was thinking of. I had Oracle of Ages.
What's the one where you like shrink down tiny? You like change sizes in the game and do different
The
stuff.
Minish Cap.
Yeah, is that advanced?
That's DS.
That's DS?
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it
you
was
might be
DS.
right. I played it on emulator, so I don't even know what's going on.
Zelda Minish Cap came out in 2004. Game Boy Advance.
Oh, Game Boy Advance. Yeah, there we go.
Those graphics were good for Game Boy
They
Advance.
were, yeah. You said
Those are
DS, and I was like, I'll believe that. They're
That's
pretty good.
terrific. That's actually really, really good.
Game Boy Advance did have some good graphics. Like Metroid Fusion, which I mentioned earlier. Those graphics were super good.
Yeah, those were. Game Boy actually had like surprisingly good visuals to them. Now that I'm like looking it up, it's actually terrific. But
Are you talking about Advance? Some of the Game Boy Color games were actually super bad.
well, one thing that like that was a subtle, it was subtle about the original Pokemon games was that you had each in the first zones like Pewter City was like a brownish tone to it. If you had it for Game Boy Color or played on Game Boy Color, Pewter City was brownish, Cerulean was blue. Each city had a color theme to it.
Like
And
mixed in with the gray and black.
Yeah, it always had
they
like
were
some,
slightly
like
colored.
a little bit of color to it. Like Lavender Town was a little purple.
Yeah.
Cinnabar Island was like had like red, like it was a little red. There was always a specific color dedicated to each town, and it was always by the name of the town.
Yep.
Which I thought was pretty interesting.
That's the color that you pay the big bucks for, is that tiny little hint amidst the gray and black.
Yep. I had to have the game. Like I didn't have a regular Game Boy.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I had the Game Boy Advance, or I had like the regular consoles, but I never had anything that was handheld. So I asked my mom for my 7th birthday. I was like, "Can I get a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue version?" And she was like, "Well, we'll see." And I woke up because my birthday was on a Saturday. I woke up, so opened it up. There was that purple Game Boy Advance or Game Boy, and there was that Pokemon Blue version with it, and I nearly had a heart attack. I think I played it like nonstop that whole weekend. I don't think I looked up. Terrific. Once again, another one of Bull Moose's favorite gaming memories of all time. Another. It was terrific.
Let's see.
But yeah,
Oh, you go ahead.
I was say the Zelda games were terrific though on there.
Definitely.
Definitely underrated.
Do you have any others for Game Boy Color? Because I'm colored out.
No, I have some for Advance though.
Yeah, I do too. Like I got Fire Emblem. I love Fire Emblem.
Terrific.
That
Perfect.
that was just an amazing game. You got that intensity with the permadeath. I like recruiting all the characters. Some of them are like kind of like optional ones that are your enemy and you have to like talk to before you kill them. That one's super good.
I shame saved.
You what? Oh yeah, I shame save so much. I'm like, I lost that guy. No, going back. We're playing the whole mission.
There was a character in the original one that was he was like a Dragoon, or in the one that I was playing, he was a Dragoon, which is like the guy. It's like a big knight that they're really powerful because they can move really quickly and they're like they can hit really hard.
Like on horseback, right?
Yeah, and he died, and I was like, nope, no, he didn't die. We're gonna just play the level over again.
Not to me. That wasn't real life.
I would take it personal. I'd be like, stupid computer, you knew he was my favorite and you aimed for him. You knew I liked him. Like, I'd get super mad about it.
You took him away from me.
I was like, if you're going to cheat me, then I'm going to cheat you. Like, I would always, like, every time I would justify it.
Let's see. Hannah said, have we ever played Legend of the River King? Have you ever heard of that?
No, but it sounds like something I would play.
Let me take a look at this. I see a little kid fishing on the cover. Is it about fishing? Hannah's pulling out these dank old games. It looks like Pokemon graphics. Except, is it just fishing? It's like Pokemon except fishing. This
He's
looks
pulling like a.
intense. I'm gonna have to play this now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it out at least. Because it looks like it's difficult. All fishing games are pretty difficult. That's my favorite thing to do on Stardew is fish.
Yeah, fishing is the bomb. Hannah hates the fishing.
It takes a while. Like I sucked at it for a super long time, and
It's
then
so
I was like
fun though.
on the stream, I was like, I'm not playing it. I don't want to fish anymore because you can't catch anything. And then you slowly get better. Like you'll catch one fish after another, and you're just like, I'm gonna be rich,
And
guys.
you become
Like,
a legend. You can hunt those legendary fish.
I'm playing Stardew. You guys make. You guys
Have you
make me
caught
wanna
any of the
play.
legendary fish? That is
No.
a thing. Yeah,
I've got like 30 hours in that game, and I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface.
that's not enough. You
I
need
guess
at least 30 more.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna have to just play Stardew all night, and they're gonna make it multiplayer.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Oh, dude, when it goes multiplayer, you, me, McHanner, maybe another one of my friends, we're getting a whole crew together.
So the truth comes out. Krackakhan cheats.
There is no cheating. What does that even mean?
You cheat. I don't know.
How can I cheat? I'm just
Hannah
good.
has never lied to me before.
You get that good rod, you put that lure, you max that fishing skill, and you just reel them in. You go.
I'm gonna have to
reel 'em
play
in.
it.
Play it.
I'm gonna have to.
Play it up.
Probably tomorrow.
Just
or no,
fish all
can't play
day.
tomorrow. It's our gaming night.
Oh yeah, it's gaming night.
But I'll play it soon.
We gotta come up
Definitely.
with something to play.
We do.
But anyway,
We'll find something.
I'm gonna try out this game. That was a good recommendation.
That does look good. Yeah, we take all recommendations for playing games, guys.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to suggest a multiplayer game for us to play on our Thursday nights, we would.
Yeah,
do
we would
this.
totally be okay with that.
Yeah.
No problems at all.
What's another one? Advance Wars, super good. Little
Never
turn-based
pla-
strategy type one.
I never
Really?
played that.
It's
No,
like a
never.
little turn-based RTS game. You're like building little troops inside of your bases, sending them over, killing people. Story super good. I think you would like it. You should try that.
I would definitely. Yeah, I'm starting to look them up, like writing notes now. Every time
Make
we do
notes of
these
that.
streams, I just pick games. I'm like, oh, I have to play this. I have
Yeah.
to play that. I have to play that.
What was from last time? Last time we thought of something.
Oh
that we
my!
wanted to play.
I have a list of like 20 things. Ooh,
Okay.
Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland for Game Boy Advance. Ridiculously good game, ridiculously fun game. It actually wasn't super difficult, but it felt when you would win or beat a challenging boss, it would feel fulfilling. It was the perfect, in my opinion, like it was a good in-between game when at difficulty, because some games are too difficult. You feel like you're getting cheated most of the time. And then other games, it's like, oh, it's too easy. I've like stomped everybody. I beat everything in the game. I don't really quite understand the point of this. But that game was perfect for me. Like it was just the perfect amount of hard. And it was, they added a bunch of like, when you absorb an enemy, they added a bunch of them. Like I like the boomerang one and the one that spit fire a lot. Those, I don't think the one that spit fire was new though. But those are my two most used ones. And then they had UFO Kirby in that, which was just like
UFO
Destroyer
Kirby?
of Worlds Kirby. Yeah, he was Destroyer of Worlds. He could fly and like shoot laser beams. Unbeatable.
Wow. And I already mentioned Metroid Fusion, but that's probably one of my favorite ones is playing that with my friend. I'm never not into like speedrunning games or anything, but that was like the only real speedrunning thing I did. Like we would have certain areas that got really good at, and we would like switch off. You're like, okay, I got this boss fight, I got this sector, and we would be like switching off and stuff like that, and that was super cool to do. Ton of fun.
Also, I found out there's a million Harvest Moon games.
Yeah, there's like a multiple
There's
for like every single console. Like I didn't know that.
And then there's new. I've never even heard of like Story of Seasons and stuff like that. But I guess those are really, really popular ones as well. I'm just gonna
Really?
be playing.
I don't know.
Guys, I'm gonna go missing for like 10 years, and I'm just gonna play all the Harvest Moons, and I'm gonna become the greatest farmer of all time.
Wow, you're gonna harvest all the moons.
I'm gonna harvest all the moons, marry all the ladies in Harvest Moon, and that's gonna be the end
That's
of
a
it.
cheat code, is you marry all of them.
That sounds difficult.
That does.
That
That's
sounds like
demanding.
it would be hard because you'd have to give them gifts, right?
Gifts every day. You just walk in. You spend your whole day just giving gifts.
Yeah, that's all you do. You wouldn't even be able to farm anymore. You'd eventually get broke.
Yeah, and they want such diverse things too. It's like, oh, this one wants grapes, and this one wants flowers, and this one wants wool, and this one wants milk and eggs.
And this one wants diamonds from the bottom of the ocean, like, and you're just like, okay, well, I guess can't make
Ocean
everybody
diamonds?
happy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always one that wants something super difficult.
Rune Factory was a good one, but that didn't come. That'll be announced later, guys.
That's a
That's one
later
that
one.
was
That's a tidbit.
that was DS game.
Yeah, DS, that's cheating. We're not that far in history yet.
Not yet.
No, but next time
Next time, guys.
we'll
Part
bring it
2
out.
will be next week.
We're probably gonna have like part 3
Yeah, it from
with
what
like
it's looking
Xbox
like.
One and PS3, and it might
But
be
we
like
will
360.
We might have to do 2 podcasts in a week then, because if we're gonna do our favorite scary movie one
In time for Halloween.
in time for
How
Halloween,
many more weeks
yeah.
are there?
Oh, I think we would have 3 after this podcast.
Oh,
3, not
so we
4.
would have time, right?
Well, part 2, part 3, and then the last week of October would be. Oh yeah, we have enough
Yeah.
time. We have enough
That
time.
works perfectly.
Perfect.
Perfectly.
Perfect. It's all good, comical.
Yeah,
It's no
you're
problem at all, bud. We just appreciate you being here. Also, I'm gonna host. Can we host Harem today? Harem's my buddy, man. He's one of like my favorite people
Do
ever.
it up. Host it up.
Yeah. Can I host him? I'm signing as my own personal account.
Oh, well, don't you have to wait until we get off or no?
Yeah, we have to wait.
Yeah,
We have to
exactly.
wait till we get off. But
Do you have any more Game Boy Advance games?
I'm spent.
All right. I feel like I could think of more at some point, but I'm out right now. While you were talking, I don't know why, but I just thought of like Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. Oh, whoops! I minimized Skype and it like froze our faces. Yeah, but Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday for Super Nintendo. It was like a little platformer type thing, and like you're playing as Porky Pig, and there's all this kind of like scary stuff going on, and you have to fight like people from Looney Tunes and stuff, like Yosemite Sam. You're fighting in the Wild West. That was a weird little game.
It sounds amazing.
And there's one mission for some reason you go to like the Titanic and you're like underwater, and it's
Are you trying to
craziness.
save people, or
No, they did. It
they're
already
just dead?
sank.
And you're just like, good. We're tired.
He's
of
like
these
going
people.
through it. I don't know. He's like floating on air bubbles and trying not to get impaled on spikes. It's crazy.
That sounds awful. That
I
sounds
know,
traumatizing.
yes. He's traumatized. It's his haunted holiday.
That's why he has that stutter, probably.
Yeah, because he went through this. It all makes sense. It's crazy.
It's a circle. It's the perfect circle that we know as Porky Pig.
The perfect circle?
The perfect circle. Like he had to go through that adventure to become the Porky Pig we know and love.
All terrible and scared?
Terrible and scared of everything.
He had to be traumatized so that we could enjoy it.
For our personal enjoyment. Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm done. I have nothing else.
Yeah. Is there anything that I didn't show? I think I showed everything that I have over here. I mean, I could get more, but I'm not going to. What do I have over there? I have an Indiana Jones game over there. And I got a snowboarding game that's not worth talking about. Got 1080.
10-8. I remember that game.
Did you
briefly.
play it?
Briefly, not for very long.
It's not worth talking about. It's not that good.
But
okay.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We really do appreciate you guys. We will have another podcast on Wednesday. Are we going to be streaming tomorrow, Krackakhan?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to say, we're going to probably be
We're
doing
playing
some...
something tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been trying to stream 3 times a week.
Yeah, it didn't work this week, but next Monday.
Next Monday, we're starting off with Gears of War 1.
Yeah. Gears of War 1 through 4 Mondays.
Yep, we're going to play through all of them, and then we will probably do something else. I was going to say Halo, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I should buy like the Halo, like, what's it called? Master Chief Edition, and then we'll just go through all of them. Yeah,
it's way worth it.
Yeah.
Way worth it. But yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. We're going to be hosting Harem King. He's awesome. He's playing PUBG. He's actually really, really good at it. I've watched him play a couple of times. But you guys all have a great night, and we will see you guys later.
Yep, see you guys. Thanks for watching.